Washington.
This is Martin for here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar DeFore here once again, and we're here to recap this latest or last night's episode of Bad Girls Club, BGC, social disruption or whatnot. So I guess they really are going to go with this whole hashtag every episode. And one thing, I don't know if I asked this last week, but I see them with phones in hand. So, like, are they able to call? Are they able to actually post on social media from the house? Because otherwise, it kind of seems like that disrupts half of the purpose. But, I mean, I guess this is the social media season. I don't know. But let's go ahead and get into this episode, right? This episode really wasn't much. It was kind of like a build-up or like a setup for the next episode where most of the stuff happens. So they, who was it? I think it was Z that was calling for this whole spiritual healing thing. And one thing I noticed, because this happens almost every season, where some girl calls in some sort of service that's usually out of the blue or random. And I've noticed that it tends like to be like the black girls or the people who are, you know, in close association with the black community who, whenever something like this be going down, they're kind of like, look, I ain't really too much with it. Like when Jay Lamina back in, 14? When they was trying to do, what were they doing, snake charming or something? She was like, nope, absolutely not. So you got Bernicia and I think it was Adrian who was kind of like, look, y'all can have all that spiritual voodoo, hocus pocus mess. I'm out, okay? And Homegirl had these little rods, and they were just like, you know, am I sitting on a big pink couch? And whenever they would say something, they were supposed to cross for yes and don't cross for no. But one thing I noticed was that they didn't ask a question where the answer was no to kind of test it both ways. They just tested if it said yes. So I'm like, they could just cross, you know, whatever. But I was waiting for that to happen. They didn't. I don't know. So I'm kind of like, oh, okay, well, how true is that really? You know what I'm saying? So this is where the wait, did I miss it? Oh no, I didn't. I didn't get that yet. I thought I missed something. So this is where I guess the issue comes. The main issue of this episode was the girls that went out, and Kayla, you know, she's from the city that they're in, so she has a lot of friends and family that are close by and local, and she had brought some people to the section to drink. And then Sway, because I'm gonna have to call her that, just because I can't say Alindria every time. I don't even know if that's right. And so they call her Persuasion, or they just say Sway for short. So that's easier for me. So we're gonna call her Sway. And at first, Sway was saying, "Oh, I think it's rude to be bringing all these people in our section and drinking. I feel like that's kind of rude." Now remember that she said that. Okay, remember that she said that. So they wait a minute. Oh, you know what? That's not even the main issue. This is before because they went out twice in one episode. That's unusual, so I forgot. So that's the first time that they went out, and that's when she was talking about how Kayla was bringing people into her section, and she thought it was rude. She got mad about it. So that was, you know, the building up tension. So just remember that she said that. So after they come home drunk as hell, Kaylee, the little mousy one who was just getting whooped on and dragged at and kicked and just all types of mess, she's the one going around here helping these girls, you know, because they're drunk. She's trying to help them into bed, trying to get them to their trash cans that they want to throw up. And she was like, I know that if it were me, you know, I know that these girls were just, you know, treating me horribly, but I'm just that type of person where I'm going to help them out. I'm like, would I be petty? Y'all leave in the comments below. Would y'all have done that? Because I would have had to think long and hard on it. I don't know. I don't know if I would have just felt like being the bigger person, you know, fully exercising my Christianity in that moment. Because of what they did to her, that was some foul stuff. I'm like, y'all, man. All right. Kaylee, you the bigger person, girl. I commend you for being the bigger person. I can't say whether or not I would have done that. I would like to say I would, but you know, I just don't. I'm not sure about that one. So they go to this twerking class, right? And so on their way to the twerking class, you got Sway, Kaylee, and Z, I believe was the other person in the passenger seat. And Sway was like, look, homegirl in the back. She didn't even call her by her name. I don't know if she just forgot or she just didn't know it at that time. She was like, look, the next time something like that happened, you just need to start windmilling. Like, she said, you need to try to take down the two biggest people, which was like me and Caleb. You know, it's like, because she was kind of just walking around and not fighting back. She was like, look, what you should have done, just started going. Just start punching randomly. Just start going at it. Just, start showcasing, like, I guess, some type of fight and energy. Which, I mean, that could have went left or that could have went right. Because they could have tried to send her home for, trying to initiate a fight. But I guess she just felt like, I guess to earn respect, just try to just go out, just do it. Screw the rules, just go. And so I guess Kaylee was kind of appreciating that, feeling like, oh, well, it's not like me and Sway are getting close, but I kind of, appreciate what she's saying to me right now. Because now it's starting to seem like all the girls who were, turning so hard on Kaylee are kind of like, meh. Like, she didn't really fight back. She's cool or whatever. Like, it's almost like they just gotten bored with trying to mess with her. So, oh, wait a minute. Lock my computer. So, they get to this twerk class, and Sway, again, with that built-up tension that she was having before, says, Kayla is making all about her. She ain't doing nothing but moving the under cheek. And then when Sway starts twerking, I think I said this in, well, maybe I didn't, in that first episode or the first review I tried to do, her ass just, like, when she was talking about her under cheek, like, her whole thing, like, even when she just be walking, it just be going, like, it just be going. So, I don't know if she stated she had implants. There has to be implants. It has to be. Or maybe transferred fat, because it's a lot. It's a lot going on back there for Sway, okay? So when she started going, like, when she was twerking, like, her whole cheek, it was just, she was going. And even Z, even though she ain't got as much, she done jumped and did like a backflip into a split. I'm like, oh, okay. You best to show us that you know what you're doing. And blessed Barnisha, she was trying to work all she had. She was working some of her butt and then some of her spine. Bless her heart. She knew she ain't got it. She knew she ain't got it. But it was still cute to watch. Everybody was having a whole lot of fun. And Sway's strike 2 against Winter or Kayla, whatever, was that she was feeling like whenever Kaylee would walk past, she would say some shady comment about her, like, oh, I can't stand her. Oh, she needs to get out this house. Oh, she's weak, this, that, before. She said she would really just ignore her whenever she would say that, because she and Kaylee had like her, the little powwow. So she ain't really tripping on her no more. And she's starting to feel like, I don't want to be no bully. And I feel like Winter is just doing all this stuff. And it's just getting on my nerves, because that's not the type of person I want to be. That's not the type of person I really want to be around. And her giving all this negative energy is just, it really irritating me. So that's strike 2 that we're getting for Sway versus Winter. Next, we get to this improv class. Now, this was probably one of the most unique methods that Oxygen has ever done in this particular situation, because I think they had us all fooled. Because they're doing this improv class. It was like these 3 guys and this one girl who were the instructors or whatever, and they were going through, like the examples of what to do in certain situations and how, you just play it up and whatever. Improv is something that I thought that would be kind of fun to do personally. I always wanted to kind of take an improv class. I think I'd be good at it. But so they're doing all this stuff. They're doing this exercise, and then they get to this one exercise where they're like, okay, well, we're gonna pretend like there's a new girl coming into the house, and Stephanie here, that was her name, is gonna pretend, to be the new girl. And Sway is like, look, is she here? Is she here? Like, where's she at? Where's she at? Like, she's like, no, this is just pretend. This is just pretend. And so she's like, oh, okay. So they pretend like Stephanie's coming with some liquor. They're just having fun, yelling, screaming, blah blah blah. And then Stephanie was like, "No, for real. Like I'm your new roommate." They're like, "What? For real?" That was a very clever way, because I felt like, because she was introduced in a way that wasn't threatening, like, oh, this is just your coach. So they were kind of like more, lenient towards her. They didn't approach her with like, oh, the new girl, type of focus. They weren't really thinking about that. So they were able to kind of open up to her more and kind of, get to enjoy her personality before they was considering her like a roommate in the Bad Girls Clubhouse. So that when she did become a roommate, it was like, oh, okay, we like her. So I think that was like a way to skip that whole initiation phase thing that they be doing to all the new girls that be trying to come in, right? So, as everybody pointed out, and I pointed this out, and I wrote this down before, who was it? It was either Adrian or Stephanie herself mentioned it. It was like, the way that Stephanie laughs. Oh my God. And Adrian was the one that asked it. That's what it was. Adrian asked, like, please don't tell me that's your real laugh. Because she was like, ah! I'm like, no, ma'am. No. Like, she's cool. She seems fun. But that's going to get annoying real quick. If not already. You feel me? So, but granted, she's real cool. She's, so far so good. But that laugh is just, ooh. And she said it was her real laugh when she's drunk. But yet I haven't heard her laugh any other kind of way. So, yeah. We'll see. So the girls go out a second time. And this is where strike three for Sway versus Winter comes. Because the girls go out, and first of all, Kayla, I'm sorry, Winter. I have to call her Winter, because getting the two Kayleys is going to get too confusing. So Winter goes off and apparently starts hanging out with like her cousins, her friends, going to other booths, doing the whole situation. And I guess while she was gone, some random dude was talking to Sway, talking about, who is that? Is she famous? And I guess his friend was like, no, she's just a nobody, and all this other stuff. And so Sway starts going all telling him, what you know, don't come for me, bro. This, that, and the fourth. You don't know me. The typical, that whole scenario. And so she's mad. She's feeling some type of way. And they get into the car, and Winter is just trying to calm her down. He's trying to say, it's not that serious, that you're above them. You don't need to give them that type of attention. The regular thing, just to kind of make people feel like, okay, what you're doing isn't necessary. They're not worth the energy. That whole spiel. She's not having it. Sway's not having it. Her whole thing was, bruh, you weren't there, so you don't know. This, that, and the fourth, blah, blah, blah. And even Winter could see that, look, it had nothing to do with me not being there, because it's not like what I'm saying would be any different if I was there. Like, if I was there, standing right there next to you, I would still tell you that they're not worth the time, they're not this, they're not that. But she was trying to drive home this whole point of, you weren't there, so you don't know, this, that, and the fourth. And mind you, she was drunk. So that's when Winter kind of knew, like, okay, there's an underlying issue here. You have a bigger issue with me outside of just this club and me not being there in your section. And what drove this home was because later on, because Winter's outside, she's having this anxiety attack. She don't know what to do. She sits down with the producers, and she feels better. She talks it out. She was considering going home, but she doesn't, which is good. who was it that she was talking to? Sway was talking to somebody. I think it was Stephanie. Yeah, she was talking to the new girl Stephanie, and she was like, "Bruh, you know, when I'm mad, just leave me alone." And she was like, it's not like you was bringing people to our booth, you know, to have fun. That would have been different, you know. But you was out elsewhere to going to other people's group. You left the people that you came with, and that's why I was mad. And that's why she's like, you don't know what was going on, bruh. And this is where I had to be like, wait a minute, hold on. I swear I have a question. Because at the very beginning of the episode, did she not say, oh, she's bringing all these people to our section and drinking? That's rude. But yet later on, you say, oh, well, she went off somewhere. She could have just brought people to our section and then just didn't leave the people that she came with. So, bitch, which do you want? Do you want her to bring people to the section, you got mad? Or when she didn't bring people to the section, you got mad? You just have a problem with her. It's not it's not the thing that she's doing, because you were mad either way. So you just have this pent up like aggression as of who she is as a person. Like you said that you as girls just clash. So just say it as that. Don't try to make these excuses. You just don't like the bitch. You just don't like her. And that's okay. Just say that. Because these, oh, she did this and she did that. It's not computing. 1 + 1 isn't 3. You know? So that's where the episode ends. And I guess next week they're going to have this whole eruption where Sway and Kayla are going to fight each other. And I guess that's where they're going to get their whole, whatever there is, their feelings out. But this was a cute episode. I liked how they introduced the new girl to the group. Her laugh is gonna. I hope they don't edit too many clips in of her and this laugh, because I just don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Both are Jamar84, JAMAR84. And I will see you guys next time for American Horror Story and tomorrow's RuPaul's Drag Race. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Jamar, Washington, Washington, Washington.